It's day 11. I got up at 3:20 this morning.
You're welcome.
Yeah, because after yesterday's horrendous road walk in the blazing light of 1,000 suns, I wisely opted to get up and start hiking, or it's actually just road walking, out of Silver City at the crack of dawn. Actually, before the crack of dawn. Pretty much at 0 dark 30. Anyway, we're going up the Walnut alternate to connect to the Gila alternate. It's a shorter way out of town since it was dark. There's no point in doing extra miles by doing the official CDT, which seems to go out of its way to go out of its way. At any rate, there's supposed to be a pavilion with water. Ooh, that's a really cool adjust sign. There's supposed to be a pavilion with an outhouse and water and picnic tables. About 5.3 into this alternate, which is awesome because it's basically walking through. Out here it's like rural residential, but still that means that I really don't have any place to pee unless I want to get way off the road. Well, Nightcrawler can just piss wherever he likes. Damn it. So another couple miles to that. Take a break. It's almost 7. Oh my God. Yesterday I was just frying. Right now I'm freezing my ass off. So I peeled off. I also had to pee. And there's no place to go. I guess I could go out here now. But I'm really close to the pavilion. The trailhead for Gomez Peak, which is that up there. And oh my God. It is so cold out here. No wonder I have such a hard time getting up and getting out of bed in the morning. I usually just sit in my tent in my sleeping bag and do everything, pack up, and then that's the last thing to go in the bag. I gotta put on some more clothes and maybe eat something. Oh, it looks like I'm getting back into the forest now. I see a Gila National Forest sign. Awesome! Public lands. Back to the free woods. I'll unfreeze myself. Good morning, Gila Forest. Let's see what's going on up here. We made it to the Gomez Peak picnic site on the Gila National Forest. This is really nice. This is like about mile 5.3 on the Little Walnut alternate out of Silver City. It's not listed in the Gut Hook app, but we saw notes about it at the notes or the comments for the beginning of the Little Walnut alternate. And it actually has a nicer outhouse, but those are both locked right now. And then it has a pit toilet up there. But they even have a volleyball court here. But picnic benches, trash can, that's Gomez Peak up there. There's a trailhead across the street from here to climb that peak. I just totally gotta start watching where I'm going. This is horrible. I am terrible at hiking. I don't know how I've made it this far. Anyway, it's got trash cans. There's actually a water spigot here that I'm hoping works, even though I've hardly drunk any water since it's just been freezing this morning. And a couple of barbecues, but a nice place to come out and hang out on the Gila, really local to Silver City. So there's a whole little trail system around this little walnut area, and it looks like the road walk that we're on, the alternate, goes up like this, but it looks like we can cut off a little bit. So we're gonna give that a whirl. Adventure. So we're on a segment of the Picnic Loop Trail, which I think is like 1.2 miles total circuit, but we're only going to take it to, I think, the Wagon Wheel Trail, and the top point of that should get us pretty close to the road that we were supposed to turn left on, but we get to cut a little corner, and we get to get off the road. Ideal. So we made it back to the alternate. I'm not sure exactly how much we cut off, but we got to stay off the road, so that's nice. And actually, this little trail system connects back to the official CDT 2 miles in that direction. But Our direction is forward, so we can start that Gila River alternate. The trail junction where the Gila alternate diverges from the official CDT, which goes that way. But we want to go play in the river, so we're gonna go this way. That is a fancy ass sign for a watershed restoration area. They must be planning to restore it for a long time. So we're on our way down to Bear Creek on the Gila River alternate. It's about a 2.5 mile downhill. I'm not sure how many feet it is because the topo map is in meters and Gut Hook doesn't show the elevation, but it's a couple hundred meters, so whatever that is, I'm shit at metric conversion. At any rate, there should be water there. I hope there's water there. Oh, there's a trail junction. I'm not sure where we go here. I guess forward. I'm just continue going down. At any rate, one of the downhills can be really hard on the knees. So what I like to do when I'm going downhill, if it's a steep downhill or if it's a sustained downhill like this is, like 2.5 miles of overall down, and some of it's kind of steep, is to adjust my top load straps. If you think of yourself like, or think of like horseback riding, and you're the horse and your pack is the rider. When you're horseback riding and the horse is going downhill, you lean back, sort of like provide some counter momentum or counterweight. And when you go uphill, you lean forward on the horse. So whenever I have an uphill, or actually in general, and this is pretty general for women and in particular, if I'm flat or going uphill, I usually have those top loaders tightened as much as possible. But for a downhill, I'll loosen them up a little bit. You can usually tell when to stop letting them out. Like the pack will just ride on your hips a little bit more, or like on the top of your ass. And it helps sort of stabilize you a little bit better on stabilized downhills. So, and we're bored. There's not much out here. There's a little bit of peekaboo views. But other than that, it's just kind of thinking about hiking. A nice lunch break at Bear Creek, which still has water in it, which is nice. Unfortunately, we tried to take a nap. We ate lunch here, and over there was a nice spot, but I found a bunch of toilet paper there, so that's obviously where people are shitting. And this was nice and breezy and cool and shady when we got here, but as soon as we tried to take a nap, the bright light of 1,000 blazing suns started pounding down on us, so we had to give it up. At any rate, we're making our way to some springs, and I believe the registry's in about 4.5 miles, so that was a beautiful day. Wish we could get some clouds. But we've already done like 13 for the day. We've only got about a little more than 10 to do. Looking for a mild fixer-upper near Bear Creek in the Gila. I may be able to have you covered. Definitely gets lots of natural light. Creepy. May need a new roof. Oof. Definitely has a little damage to it, but you know, little elbow grease, a couple hammers. So Bear Creek's like listed on Gut Hook once. I don't know if this is still Bear Creek, but we've crossed over water like multiple times. So I'm actually by myself now. We're doing a little experiment. About a minute ago, there was a junction. There was an arrow pointing this way, and the trail on Gut Hook goes this way. But Nightcrawler said that he went the highway last time, so he was gonna try it again, see who comes out first. But yeah, I don't know why the Gut Hook app doesn't show that you're crossing water or potential water several times. None of these later crossings were on the app or mention of them, and they've all been better than the one that we stopped at. And this is good water. Beautiful. I'll wash my hands. Pretty well. I was a little bit worried because I thought, oof, I didn't see any place on the route I took, which was actually going up Sycamore Canyon where a road might come out. But sure enough, that road isn't marked on Gut Hook either. And we actually arrived at the same time, which is pretty awesome because I was a little worried about him because he only had 1 liter of water on him. And it was kind of like a lot of bushwhacking, or it felt like it. That part of the trail isn't very well maintained. So, but there are cairns. It's pretty easy to see where the trail goes, but definitely a little slower than, walking a road. So, he had a celebratory safety meeting. I'm continuing on because the water is in a little less than 2 miles. I'm not low on water, but I sure would like to splash some on my person. It is hot out here. Hot, hot, hot. There's a little bit of a breeze, but it's kind of a warm breeze. Not really doing it for me. And I wish some of these clouds would get together and have a little just cover party, do a girl a favor. Anyway, a little more than 1.5 miles to go to the next water. And then I think there's only like around 6 miles left for the day. And it's like not even 3 o'clock yet. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. Except for the part where I'm exhausted because I had to wake up at 0:30. And a nice cool breeze and just in time because we're on top of this kind of lost in space looking area where it's pretty much completely exposed. But it's not miserable right now, yay. And there's pretty awesome views of the mountains all around. We're still about a mile. Oh, those rocks are awesome. Oh, I love rocks. We're still about a mile from the springs and the registry, I think. So I'll hang out there for a little bit, cool off before the last push for the day. Yay! Oh wow, look at this. These gorgeous views. We just finished pretty kind of steep climb, but mostly difficult because it was really rocky and rough terrain. But anyway, I hardly kicked any rocks, making progress. Woo! Look at this. Gorgeous. And New Mexico. This is just fabulous. Alright. I definitely need to take some pictures of this. I gotta get out of the sun. The views up here in this last little bit heading towards some springs, and I think the registry is just beautiful. So I figured I'd just do hiker cam for a minute so you could enjoy it too. Put it in closer up so you can see better. Yay! Oh my gosh, just gorgeous. Man, oh, look at that rock. It looks like it's super precarious and got some cactus and bloom in front of it. I am so happy to be out here now. It's definitely hot, so that I don't love, but I do love that things are in bloom, beautiful, yucca, and I think these are century plants. I don't know, these things with the giant stems on them. I'm not sure what those are, but I'm pretty sure they're century plants and a kind of agave. Wow, I took a picture. I'll have to set it up on iNaturalist and have people who know stuff tell me what it is. Okay, so I should be about less than a quarter mile from the registry. When I started this morning, I had 2 blisters on my right foot, one on the outside of my pinky toe, and one starting on my second toe, which blows. At any rate, I wear it in gingies, so I ended up cleaning them both with alcohol, and then I put a bandage over the pinky toe only, just because best clear. There's a sign here. There's a little running water. It says best clear running water and next. Oh my gosh, I have to stop because there's a lizard on top of this side. Okay, and we're back. There was a cool little lizard on top of the rock here, and it was just a really nice composition. At any rate, so I taped my pinky toe only because I didn't want to add too much volume to my socks by taping both. But I think the one on my second toe just blew out because the inside of my sock definitely feels a little damp. So hopefully at this spring coming up, I can maybe soak my feet, clean them up a little bit, and check the tape on my pinky because it definitely is feeling a little impacted, a little pinched. Anyway, should be getting into the registry in a minute. Still beautiful out here. Oh my gosh, when it's not full sun, it's a beautiful day. Oh, this is pretty cool. Wow. Hey, fancy. Let's see what's in the box. Please include city and state. Okay, guess I signed. This little part kind of reminds me of the Sierra, where you do some longish granite crossings, so the trail's marked by cairns. But in this case, all the rocks are red, whereas over there, they're gray. Pretty cool. And lizards like to hang out on top of these cairns. There's a lizard on that one. There's a lizard on that one. It's like a bunch of lizard condominiums out here. Pretty cool. So nice of us to build them some little houses. This way. So we solved the mystery of Doug the hermit. Well, the mystery for us anyway. As it turns out, he had spent about 3 hours entertaining Hush Puppy, who I met on the PCT in 15, and who knows Nightcrawler from his videos. So that is why, I guess, we didn't see him. Either of us saw him separately. He was indisposed, entertaining other hikers. How dare he? Really? I mean, sounds like he's living a super sustainable lifestyle. Totally interested in that. And also I hear he's got some homemade wine. I might have been interested in that. But it is still hot out here, so I'm not really in the mood to drink. I am in the mood to find what I hope. So the hermit said that there's a spring. It's not on the map. Splits the trail about 2.5 miles from his place. I don't even actually know where his place is. So, because the registry isn't itself marked on Guthook. But I looked at the topo and I found what I think is a spring in about maybe 1/2 mile. So hopefully it's there. It's slightly off trail. According to the topo, it's a little bit off to the west. And so I kind of tore off or peeled off to go do some recon and hopefully find it. because we decided that's where we're gonna stay tonight, if there's water. And we'll do the steep climb, really the only steep climb before the river tomorrow morning, because it's mainly going east. And so hopefully whatever we're climbing will provide us with some shade and cover, as opposed to going up it this evening where it would be cooler, but with the western sun, we'd have that at our backs the entire time. And it's still pretty warm out here. So I'm off to find a spring. Wish me luck. Here's hoping. Like literally 2 seconds after I stopped filming that last clip, I walked up to this. I don't know if this is the spring he was talking about, but it sure is water. So I feel like it's moving. Looks pretty clean and clear. Doesn't smell bad. Oof, we went over some tadpole water earlier. That stunk. So if we can find a place near here to throw down, I'm for it. It's been a long ass day. Hit that climb tomorrow. Get out of the sun. Make another video. It's pretty. Bushwhacking, looking for a spring. I'm not finding it, but I did find this. Holy moly. Don't even look that old. So you think you want to through hike a long trail? Let's talk about feet. Here's a little bit of the delight and joy you can look forward to